What's up, everyone? Snoo here. I got a brand new, never before seen strategy coming to you this way. Can you tell I'm a little bit excited because it's not every day I get to say something like that. Know of you guys who know my channel. Usually the way it goes is I am scouring the internet. I'm checking out other currency farming strategies. I catch a particular strategy that's gaining some attention, made by another content creator, a very good strategy for the league, and I look at it and I say, hey, you know, I think I could maybe do that for myself. Let me try it out for myself, maybe tweak it a little around the edges. I'm basically just playing copycat, or maybe tweaking it slightly, ever so slightly, and kind of showing you, giving you a showcase of what it looks like on a super fast mapping character, so you can kind of see what that looks like on my end there, and you can kind of get a sense of what's possible with strategy like that. Case in point, the glacier strategy that just came out very recently. A lot of people are starting to buy glacier maps, and they are flying off the shelf, and I decided I wanted to try that strategy, but I tailor-made it for myself on the Dunes map, because I wanted to actually get at least an opportunity with zero investment to get Legion on there. So you just saw me make a really big sale in Legion emblems, right? So what was that all about? Well, I decided I wanted to start this video showcasing that little sale of mine to prove a point. The marketplace is not accurate on Legion emblems whatsoever. So, in fact, it's so unbelievably inaccurate that I needed to actually showcase what they actually go for if you go to the right place to sell your emblems. We'll get into that in a little second. But yeah, today I'm bringing to you a brand new strategy. You guessed it, it's about Legion. This one's for all you Legion lovers out there. And I'm sure you're excited to see what that's going to be all about. It's basically very similar to the strategy I just came out with last video with sort of zero investment. However, this time we are going to do a minimal amount of investment, a little bit more investment, going sort of all in Legion. In fact, this is I don't know what to call this, maybe a sort of Legion on Legion strategy. So what makes this different and not like any other strategy out there is that, first thing, get out of the way, that it's Legion on Dunes. So not reinventing the wheel when it comes to that, certainly. But there are quite a few deviations from any other strategy, some very interesting, peculiar synergies going on, particularly between Sentinel mechanic, as this is a 3.18 strategy. I do not know if this will carry over into the next season, perhaps not, but for this season, we're still early on in the season. This strategy does have some very interesting interactions between Sentinel and Legion. There are quite a few things I've never seen anyone talk about, and some very unique opportunities to make extra currency doing Legion and doing Sentinel, farming with Sentinel in Legion, trying to get in and out of maps very quickly as you could. Because you see, everyone, I've kind of been doing Legion most of the league. I really like doing Legion. Legion, I think we can all agree, is a very lucrative strategy in and of itself. Expedition, perhaps the most popular strategy, but Legion definitely up there, and it doesn't hurt the progress or the flow of the map. This is one big reason why I like Legion as opposed to Expedition or Harvest or some other highly lucrative strategy. Not a bunch of crazy work you gotta do on the back end in TFT or gambling with an NPC, things like that. So I don't like disrupting my flow. Those of you who really like Legion probably feel the same way. So that is one big reason why I'm sort of coming out with this strategy. I have personally witnessed some of these interactions, which I'm going to get into here in a second. And slowly over time, I've seen some really weird things, and I've started putting two and two together, realized that there's actually a great deal of potential there if you use a particular Atlas passive strategy, a very unorthodox Legion passive Atlas strategy, and you work everything to your advantage. Now, let's get back to the buyer you just saw who bought 10 full Legion sets for 10 Exalt. What was that all about? Well, that person, my friends, was most definitely a 5-way Legion farmer. 5-way Legion farmers know better than all of us that time is money. Now, they could go on trade website and they could purchase legions individually. They could try to purchase them in bulk. But they can't buy sets in bulk, for sure. And they don't want to be sitting around messaging people for nigh on minutes, getting no responses, and then finally getting some sales in bulk. Therefore, TFT, say what you want about current state of trade. TFT has a very useful channel on the back end for the sale of sets. And these 5-way farmers all go to the same place. They go to the same channel and they search Legion in that channel. And they are trying to find full Legion sets to the seller who is offering the greatest number of bulk for the cheapest price. Guess what? The price is always 1x per set. It's like super stable marketplace. But anyway, so basically everyone's just trying to buy as many sets as they can for 1x piece, get in and out, make that massive trade, and go back to farming 5-ways, making a ton of currency that way. Now, I don't really like doing 5-ways myself. There's a whole bunch of extra headache on the back end that goes into that. So it's not something I want to do. Kudos to the people who make obscene amounts of currency and are willing to do that. They help people level up to 100 the easy way, I suppose. I'm not a part of that. But I am a part of that indirectly because I'm making trades to those people who are paying literally double. A premium of double the value according to excellence or marketplace. Now, why have I brought all this up? Well, it's because if I'm going to make a strategy towards farming Legion, I want to use a price point and a currency earning point that accurately reflects the real market that I can tap into. And if that market is reliable enough, which in fact it is, I see no reason why not to do that. So when we do this Legion farming strategy, I'm gonna, at the end of 100 maps, see how many full sets I have, and I'm gonna pull those sets out and count them all at 1x a piece. So no one should have a problem with that, since you just saw me make that sale, and I literally had a second person message me 2 minutes later wanting to buy the same thing. That's how it is. So let's get into the strategy. So we got Dunes map, and we got Legion, and voila, we have Wandering Path. So there is super unorthodox strategy point number 1. Wandering Path is not something people usually do when they farm Legion, because they want to take face off with a 0.6% chance for Legion splinters to become a Legion emblem. But hey, guess what? When these two nodes are doubled, instead of being 0.4%, they are now 0.8%, so only 0.2% away from the original 1% chance. Not too bad, if I don't say so myself. We lose a war horde on both sides. That hurts, certainly hurts a bit, but we can make up for it in a few other ways. We also lose the chance for generals to spawn, but we can just run gilded scarabs to force them to spawn anyway, so not a big deal. And extra lieutenants, we get double the chance for splinters to become duplicated than normal, and this is going to be kind of a big deal for chests in particular. But here's the big one, my friends, the big one right here. Woo! Let's check this out. How would you like to have not 60% increased chance, but 120% increased chance to spawn a Templar Legion? How would you like to have not 40% chance, but 80% chance increased to spawn a Maraketh army? That's actually super ultra huge, considering what usually happens when you take these nodes on a regular tree and get the regular values. You still end up with fewer Templar and Maraketh emblems than the other 3 less valuable emblems. In case you were not aware, these emblems right here, Eternal emblems, Karui emblems, Val emblems, they spawn the most, especially the far left too. They're only worth like 5 chaos apiece. Templar emblems worth something like 20-25 chaos apiece, and Maraketh emblems were worth up to about half an exalt, usually somewhere between like 60 and 90 chaos, I guess, at this point. Exalts are worth a lot, so yeah. And what normally happens is you're going to have fewer of these, and hence why they are worth more, even if you take these passives. So if you can double the value of these passives, some very interesting things happen. Like you completely flip that equation on its head, and you may very well end up with even more Maraketh emblems or Templar emblems than anything else. And I did just do this farming strategy. I tested 50 maps last night. It was on stream, and I got a little over a dozen sets, full sets. Then I got about 20 Templar sets, and you guys are not going to believe this, but I got 29 Maraketh emblems in full. In 50 maps, I got 29. That's more than 1 full Maraketh emblem every other map on average. Now, that did not just happen because I decided to go wandering path and put this on here. No, that's not exactly why that happened. That's part of the reason. But this is not the most interesting part of the strategy. What I'm about to tell you is actually the most interesting part and something that nobody I've ever heard talk about this. And if you're aware of some streamer that has talked about what I'm about to say, then please tell me in the comments below and I will sort of attempt to correct that in the video description. Sentinel rewards. Take a nice premium Sentinel like this. 3%, that's tier 1. It's actually top tier, tier 1. I decided to go ahead and put my 2 best Sentinels up front. Sentinel with Legion rewards. Very cheap. It's not an S tier Sentinel. It's not Expedition reward. It's not even an A tier Sentinel. It's not divination cards, scarabs, currency. It sells for much less than any of those, assuming there's a supply for them. Of course, I've been kind of ripping the supply out from under everyone else's nose right now. Just want to get that out of the way. But 3% chance for empowered enemies to have a Legion reward. What is a Legion reward? Well, it's incubators, so you end up with a frick ton of incubators. I got my incubator loot filter very tight. I only see like a total of like 7 different kinds of incubators maybe. And I'm still way over because I keep using these. I keep doing Legion on top of Legion, which is what the strategy is. So I get the absolute utmost super premium incubator usages on my character while I'm doing this. And I can even sell incubators if I want to. By the way, in case you've never done Legion, incubators are way more valuable than you probably think they are. For example, the currency incubator has probably a higher % chance of dropping an exalted orb than any other source of currency in the entire game. Seriously, it's got to be like 1 in 10. When a currency incubator finishes its round, it's honestly like a 1 in 10 chance that it will become an exalted orb, which is pretty crazy odds if you ask me. So then Sentinel rewards do some very interesting things in conjunction with this Atlas passive strategy. Now here's something I wouldn't have expected to see at the beginning of the season. It was probably an oversight on GGG's part. Super important point number 1 about this unique strategy. Chance for timeless splinters to drop as timeless emblems instead in your map. Where is the criteria in that line of text that says it must be from an original Legion monster? That criteria doesn't exist. It means literally any source of timeless splinters that drop in your map have a total of a 0.8% chance to drop as an emblem. I don't care if it literally anything. Oh wait, except that doesn't actually count for the Legion incubators or delirium rewards or virtually any other reward. So it's interesting, GGG kind of programmed those out of it, but they didn't do it for Sentinel. That's right. When I had been farming Sentinel, occasionally I randomly ran a Sentinel that gave Legion rewards, and much to my excitement, one day a full Maraketh emblem dropped in the middle of nowhere on a map that didn't even have wasn't even part of Legion whatsoever. I just happened to be doing Legion on the side. I was specced into these points. Maybe I had a Legion encounter on the map, maybe not. I don't know. Full Maraketh emblem dropped. Boom. What? Where did that come from? Well, it came from the Sentinel reward, and it came from these points right here. So that's pretty insane, first of all. Point number 2. Splinters dropped by Legion monsters or contain Legion chests in your maps have an 8% chance to be duplicated times 3, 24% chance to be duplicated. Well, apparently, you can get double full emblem drops from Sentinel rewards. Yep, I've seen it. From Sentinel Legion rewards, rather. I've seen 2 Maraketh emblems drop off of a random Val Legion monster before. For example, not even the right Legion. 2 Maraketh emblems drop off them. That happens. Can happen from there. And so it's only 24% chance. So in this case, with this much crazy synergies going on, those are the 2 big pieces of information. We are going to make the unique decision to invest much more heavily in Legion. Again, this is kind of an all-in Legion strategy by using this compass here. This compass is kind of expensive. The market is not exactly stable on it, but it is very valuable if you do the math on it. You'll see it's certainly valuable up to almost 1 exalt, maybe, based on how many I see. Anyway, This compass cost me, on average, about 80 chaos a piece. I think you can buy them easily in bulk for about 90 chaos a piece, but again, the market's not very stable. I bought some of these compasses for like 20 or 30 chaos a piece. By the way, this is a great compass to life search and snipe because, again, the market, it's active but not very stable. Well, that people don't know how to price it, so definitely an opportunity to snipe this compass if you would like to. The Legion Encounter compass, super cheap, 7 or 8 chaos a piece. And then Elevated Gloom Shrine, which I want to run because you can see here this makes the monsters have twice as much life, which kind of sucks, but you know, I have a very well geared character. It's okay, especially if I run the Gloom Shrine. Super strong on legions. Totally fine. With my Soul Thirst belt, which I'm still using, I can absolutely obliterate legions, especially with the help of the Gloom Shrine, and apparently an Elevated Gloom Shrine is only 20 chaos, which boggles my mind that it's that cheap. 5 chaos. In comparison, it's basically you pay an extra chaos over the unelevated version. So I just went ahead and bought the elevated version, a bunch of them here. So we got Elevated Gloom, we got additional Legion, and we got Legion Splinters duplicated. By far, duplicated Legion Splinters is the bulk of the investment. The total investment encompasses came out to almost 13 exalts. In there, we're only running 1 Scarab Legion because we're on dunes. We're just trying to get in and out of the map quickly. We're going to focus on getting full value out of the Sentinels, which every single one of these Sentinels has Legion reward on it, tier 2 minimum. And some of them do have, some of them are a little better because I have had a chance to combine Sentinels and make some better Sentinels. But a couple of my best Sentinels are right here, for sure. You know, currency reward and Legion reward, super nice. And yeah, so only 1 Scarab, and because I do believe Splinters count is affected by quantity, we're going to run this. Another huge reason, which I didn't mention before, why you want to do Wandering Path, especially when you run 8 mod corrupted maps. The total quantity on the map is, generally speaking, over 200%, which is more than you usually see on a standard 8 mod corrupted map with a standard Atlas passive setup. So it would seem that the potential for the maximum amount of quantity you can get on map, just standard speaking, is through Wandering Path, doubling up the increased effect quantity or effective modifiers on non-unique maps, and doubling the quantity wheel here as well. That is how you do it. Let's take a quick glance here at the rest of the Atlas passive tree. You'll see that again, the points are very similar to the Glacier strategy, where you're in and out of the map quickly. I just did decide to take Dance of Destruction to help with that 100% more life on Legions. I did go back to doing the Rogue Exile, had a few points to spare. I was able to pull points out of the duplicated maps because Legion drops a lot of maps. This is going to be 100% easy to self-sustain maps with this setup. In fact, it's over-sustain. Just doing like half of the map cleared, just focusing on Sentinel and the 2 Legions, maybe 3 Legions that spawn. Super easy to sustain maps, so not even a big deal. And then I devoted a few extra points to other things. I really like the Rogue Metamorph because the Metamorph spawns something like 10 rares when it's dying. So it's like, boom, 10 Headhunter buffs or 10 Inspired Learning buffs if you're like me. I am going Eldritch Gauge. For a while there, I was running Wrath of the Cosmos, was just too damn dangerous. If I had a Headhunter, if you have a Headhunter, maybe run the strategy, but it doesn't actually make a whole lot of sense to run Wrath of the Cosmos, because you're only going to want to run that if you're essentially full clearing the map, getting, or at least part of the time, full clearing all of the influence packs to get the most out of the Eldritch currencies that can drop from that. And yeah. Still going Shrines. Shrines, you know what? Shrines are not even that bad. It's just a small nodes. I'm not going to do Domination, actually, on the Kyrix bench. We're just going to run the straight up 8% quantity of items found. So that's a little surprising, but yeah, I think that basically sums up the strategy. Oh yeah, getting 2% chance per small node here for the Delirium Mirror chance. Yeah, I mean, the focus is basically, 60% Harbinger. So you're just trying to put a few quick and easy things you can kill on the map. The Rogue Metamorph, the Rogue Exiles, the Harbinger. The big focus is on Legion and getting at least enough maps to drop to self-sustain this strategy without too much trouble. It's kind of nice in a sense that you don't have a whole lot of things to put points in. So it's very easy to put to kind of key in the points where you ought to, and then just the rest of them are kind of flexible, honestly. So let's get into the first map. We're going to start this off here. Before we do, I guess I do need to pull you down to make sure you can see. We are starting with an investment cost of 18.68 exalts. I believe that went up a tiny bit because the value of Dune's map, maybe people watching my stream or something, Dune's map's climbing all of a sudden. What's up with that? Nah, maps are just sticking around 5 chaos apiece. Anyway, we got 18.68 exalts, so after 100 maps, of course, we'll subtract that, that total amount. I'm super excited to see how this turned out. I'm guessing it's going to be at least 10x an hour. I really don't know. And the nice thing about this strategy is I think I can build on it into something like, I don't know, Legion combined with divination card farming back on the cemetery or something like that. So we got a lot in store coming up. But again, this is a brand new strategy. I've never seen it before, not seen anybody talk about. All the various synergies between Sentinel, Legion rewards, and Legion itself. Throwing Sentinels on top of Legions, and then getting just tons and tons of emblems to drop straight up. Pretty exciting stuff, if I don't say so myself. So here we got map number 1. We're going to start this around 10:30 local time. I'm going to probably do, probably going to split this into a 3-part video. It'll all be on Twitch if you want to see it there. Okay? Okay. Here we go. Oh, forgot to do one thing. I need to pull these out. They're not going to stay in here. Oh yeah, I should mention that I'm also leveling some awakened enhance gems. Kind of the usual story there. First thing I'm going to do is I got to find the Gloom Shrine. I'll go ahead and hit any sort of altars along the way. Really want to find that Gloom Shrine. Not terribly concerned with picking up stuff. Now I gotta find legions. You see I have 28 headhunter buffs. A lot of that came from that metamorph, even though I killed it that quickly. Hard to believe it would have given me that much, but yeah. Okay, there we go. Pop the Sentinel, hit everything. Go see where the bosses are. I guess I unlocked them already. That was kind of fast. It's nice. The Stalker Sentinel, I also initiate at the same time. It can kind of help break out some stuff at the same time. That's nice. So here's how I like to do it. I like to actually go ahead and verify that I killed everything in here. In this Legion, kill everything around, so there's nothing else. I'm going to let that flask expire. I do want to complete that first Legion before the flask expires. And that should do it there. So now I still have, of course, another use on the flask. The Stalker Sentinel is still going. Kind of get a few more buffs if I can. Okay, get myself in good working order for this next part. Break out the 2 Legion bosses. Let's see. Oh, I'm in the wrong direction. So I need to go here. There's one boss, and then the other boss there. If you have problems clearing them in time, you can, of course, do the Legion ahead of time. Or rather, I should say, you can increase the time of the Legion with double value with that with the 20% increase Legion duration. You can actually get 2 of those points for a whopping 40%, which is kind of nuts. You can always just not run the sextant that duplicates the monster's HP if that's a problem as well. But I certainly don't recommend doing Legion on any character that is not really strong. Yeah. So unfortunately we didn't get a single raw drop from the first map, which is honestly kind of rare to not see a single one. But that's okay. I just got a few more things to pick up here, and I'm sure the highlight reel will be interesting in its own right for that. Oh, this is apparently a Beyond map. I didn't realize. Well, just kind of collect things on the way out, and yeah, out for now. That Gloom Shrine's still running. By the way, the shrines last actually even longer with the Wandering Path set up than they do just as a standalone. Just pretty wild. A little bit to be, not to be expected, but that's the way it is.
Keep your life to your own.
Oh, these gloves are actually probably worth something. Oh, especially as Arcanist. I don't know. It's going to be hard to kind of... The Excellence is not going to calculate that in there at all. So, yeah, we already got quite a few incubators, as you can see. I'm already sitting capped on incubators. Kalguran incubator is a really good one. I will absolutely just be selling some of these because I can't possibly sustain them with how many are dropping. This will be our first 8-mod corrupted map. The last one appeared to be beyond, but then unidentified, turned unidentified. This is not beyond, but it is 8-mod corrupted, which means the pack size is going to be ridiculous. 263% increased quantity, 72% increased pack size. I mean, you can't get numbers like that without the Wandering Path. You just can't do it, not by default. Obviously, you can get some altars to juice it up more. That relies on a lot of luck. See, there you go, Kalguran incubator dropping 3 burial medallions there. Very common drops. Oh, Saint's Treasure. Invincibility Shrine. Well, that's interesting. Still can't seem to find the Gloom Shrine. There we go. Kind of lacking time here a little bit, but you know what? It's not a very big deal because I'm immune to damage. More about me getting... Okay, there we go. We got a couple of Val... Now let's see if there's actually a Val Legion here, because that would be kind of interesting to find out. Curious about what kind of Legion this even is. It's a Karui. It's a Karui Warhorde, and then an Eternal Warhorde. So there you go. I mean, you can see it right there. Case in point, a double Val emblem drop from a Legion monster that is not a Val Legion monster. So I do believe that these sort of Legion rewards are either not weighted at all. Legion rewards from the Sentinels, that is. Either not weighted at all, or not weighted very heavily. That's what I mean to say. Which is to say, raw Maraketh splinters and emblems are actually pretty damn common from the Sentinel reward. So look forward to seeing the end result on however many Maraketh emblems I get, how many full sets I get. It's going to be a huge number, and you know, so long as I'm being relatively proficient in how quickly I run these, it should be good. Unfortunately, I messed up a little bit there by... Yeah, I actually screwed up there because I ran out of my flask, and now I have no Soul Eater buffs. And I got a Templar boss who is sitting strong still on that Legion. So that's alright. I can get a few Soul Eater buffs. 50 ought to do it. I'm still immune to damage. I forgot about that. So he can't even kill me anyway. Never mind. Alright, and that's it for that map. Set. We'll see our results. Whatever they are. Now on that side. Oh, I got 3 legions on this map. Also randomly spawned domination too. Hey, well, something good finally happened. There it is, double timeless Maraketh emblems. I don't even know where that dropped. I think this is an actual, yeah, this is an actual Maraketh Legion, maybe? I kind of opened 2 Legions right in a row because I got 3 on this map. Something I don't normally do.
I'm not up to that.
But, anyway, yeah. I'll go back to that in a second here. I'm having to treat this map a little differently. Occasionally, you know, I'll see 3 Legions on a map. So it can be a little bit spicy to try to manage the Stalker Sentinel in between the 2 Pandemonium Sentinels, because that's how it works. You know, I can't use Pandemonium Sentinel 3 times. So I have to try and squeeze the Stalker Sentinel in between, which is really tricky because I have to actually delay opening the Legion. I have to like spawn it and then let the Stalker Sentinel go pew 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 like across the whole Legion and then open it. All the while I'm sitting here like 10 seconds left on my Soul Eater buffs. It's pretty sketch, but yeah, I think that's about the smartest decision I can do. 'Cause generally I'll open the first Legion, use Pandemonium Sentinel, and then Stalker Sentinel immediately after. And then I will have the Stalker Sentinel do its thing on the way to the second Legion, and then use the Pandemonium Sentinel at the end on the second Legion, and then the Stalker Sentinel may kind of play the backup role, I guess you could say. More or less how that works. But yeah, when there's 3 Legions, everything's out of whack. And oh god, I'm not even gonna try to kill him. Happy to finally see that. I've actually had pretty awful RNG on Maraketh emblem drops, so I don't know, I guess that was, yeah, there it is, the Maraketh Warhordes. So that was obviously why I may have not even triggered the boss on that. Might have actually failed to the catalyst bill. Oh, 3 Legions. I don't know what this means. Maraketh up there on the left. Hey, we finally did it, guys. We did it. Again, so that's once again 2 raw Maraketh emblems dropping off an actual Maraketh Legion, which are beginning to spawn much more frequently now, thankfully. I feel like they should be spawning frequently with this setup, as mentioned before. I'm not sure. I don't think the boss is dead, so we got another chance at another 2 potentially there. Would be awesome. We still got 1 more Legion.
I'm not up to that just yet.
Well, no, he did not drop. That would have been so cool. I would have seen 4 Maraketh emblems on 1 screen, but alas, it has not happened. It should happen probably at least once before the 100 runs is over, I would think. Maraketh Legion again. No direct drop Legion emblems. Templar. Oh, okay. So here you just saw. Check this out. This is a Val Legion, as you can see, and then Chayula Smooth. And then the other side was an actual Maraketh Legion. And yet, there are 2 raw Templar emblems right here. How in the world did that happen? Well, that came from this bad boy right here. Chance for empowered enemies to have a Legion reward. A Val Legion monster dropped duplicated Templar emblems. That just happened. And obviously that's a much more value than you're going to normally get from just randomly running a Sentinel with Legion reward. So glad I was able to showcase that. Some more Templar splinters coming off. Other monsters there.
I'm not up to that just yet.
Good, I do this other Legion. Templar. Where's the other one? Up here? Oh man, I'm blind. Down here, I think. Yeah, okay. Val right here. Templar, I'm pretty sure these 2 Templar emblems dropped on the Val monster as well, although I could be wrong. It's kind of a little bit out of place where it should have dropped. It's hard to say. Anyway, now I'm up 4 Templar emblems. Just need to get more Maraketh emblems. Okay. Wow. Is that 4 Templar emblems that drop inside a Maraketh Legion? No, what? No, what are you doing? This is the wrong emblem. Oh my god. Why? It would have been so amazing. 4 Maraketh emblems. But no. Just can't do it. Oh my god. Killing me. I still never found a Gloom Shrine on this map. So odd. Man, there's so much stuff stacked on top of these 3 legions are stacked right on top of each other. Sick. So one thing that is in contention right now is whether or not the Atlas passive 24% chance to duplicate splinters and emblems is additive with 100% chance to duplicate splinters and emblems off of the sextant. I think most people think that it does not work that way, which means the Atlas passive is half wasted. It only works for the warhordes and stuff, so the chance to duplicate stuff out of the warhordes, out of the legion chests. Even if that is the case, I still think it's worth using the sextant. If you're going to farm legion like this, anyway, with this much sort of focus on it, with the Sentinels and everything, because obviously the sextant does work in conjunction with the Sentinel, which seems like maybe it shouldn't, but hey, I finally found a Gloom Shrine. Maraketh again. Smash pushed up against the wall, so I might be losing the warhorde. Maraketh and Templar Legion War. Yeah, buddy. Wait, what? Like way out of place. Way up here. Yeah. Hey, there it is. The Maraketh boss finally pulling through. I don't know how many times I've killed him and he hasn't converted over to a duplicated emblem, but hey, things turning around. Getting a little bit brighter now. Maraketh again. Okay, that's 3 legions in a row I got Maraketh, so this is... things are starting to look up. And Maraketh again, that's 4 in a row. So that Metamorph monster just gave me a ton of Headhunter buffs. I actually got like 30 Headhunter buffs right now. Despite only running Inspired Learning, so that's kind of hard to do, generally speaking. Still got Stalker Sentinel winding down. And yeah, that's how you do it. Usually I don't actually start the second Legion before completely killing everything in the first, but I did this time because it was stacked on top. There should be a couple Legion bosses around here. There's one. There we go. How about that duplication again? 2 maps in a row? Yeah? Nope. Wishful thinking. There's another Maraketh boss up here, I believe. Still needs killed. Yep, there he is. Come on, you know you want to. Ah! No love. No love. Oh, okay. Emblem of a tiny little chest. A tiny little chest. I probably only dropped like 3 splinters. That converted. So again, because it didn't drop from a monster, it's not guaranteed duplication. Kind of unfortunate. I do still see splinters duplicated from chests sometimes. Because I'll see like 25, or sorry, not 25, even number, like 26 splinters drop from a warhorde. That's not possible unless it duplicated. Off by a hair. Yeah, semantics. What? Okay, that death is odd. Why am I dying? Something happened to this map. I don't know what happened. We're gonna find out. 67% chance to crit. Yeah, that'll rip you a new one. Every time the monsters land a hit on me, they crit. I guess. But like all monster hits crit? Oh my god. I don't know what to do. Oh, I think maybe like evasion stopped working on my character. This is my last portal. I can't come in. I've never seen anything like this before. I think maybe I had like cannot evade attacks. Something like that. Run, Forrest, run. Oh my god, a red star. No. 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 Ah! Ladies and gentlemen, this is a 6 portal lost map. I have not experienced this in probably... that may be the first map this season that I've experienced actually losing all 6 portals. Aside from like that weird time in the very first week of the league whenever we had, you know, we were all under geared and trying to deal with arch nemesis and stuff. But I can't believe that just happened. So I'll have to watch the replay. Something weird, really crazy happened. So the map mods have crazy quick change, but that doesn't explain why monsters would just utterly just destroy me like consistently in like one hit. I must have had some weird thing like cannot evade attacks plus that quick chance or something. I don't know. I feel like the monsters are doing like 5 times as much damage as normal, and they were landing every single attack on me at the same time. So that's really bizarre. Anyway, that was an Exalted Orb that will not be part of the final tally, I guess. It'll make it for good TV, though. Booyah! I knew it was going to happen eventually. I mean, that's as clear as day. This is the last pack of monsters before the boss. The Legion is over here. I haven't even triggered it. 100% sure that came from either an Searing Exarch Influence pack or just the regular pack that was there. I'll have to watch the replay more closely. I have confirmed that double emblem drops can come from the Searing Exarch Influence pack. I have not yet confirmed that come from just regular monsters. So I think there's some sort of error in the coding with that. But what that is presumably either the Atlas passive duplication or the sextant 100% chance to duplicate, and then also convert it over into an emblem. All of those synergies working hand in hand, not even from a Legion whatsoever, but just from a Sentinel empowered, Legion infused pack of random monsters that just gave me a duplicated Maraketh emblem. And that is pretty strong evidence as to why this strategy has so much potential. Because there's definitely some interactions going on there that I probably are not supposed to be happening. But who am I to complain? I'll just blow the lid on it and we'll find out, I guess. Okay. Far hard for that one. Well, folks, it's time to get into the results. That was an exciting, very fun and challenging session to do. I highly recommend using a headhunter if you're going to do that, because I died quite a few times and you even saw me brick one of the maps. Fortunately, that unfortunate Exalt miss was the only bricked map, I think, other than leaving a few Legion bosses alive occasionally just because there was no way for me to get in there and kill them. We're going to go in and tally the final results in here. Not exactly sure what I got because, again, as promised in the beginning of this video, I said that I was going to take out the total number of full sets that I have and replace each set with one Exalt, and then I would just leave the excess emblems in, and they would count for whatever they count for in excellence. I think probably the most interesting piece of information will be how many emblems dropped. So there you see my dump tabs right there. You can see them. You can see a nice pretty rainbow on the side. I've already cleaned everything up nicely. You can check out the Twitch video if you want to see it in full. See that process. If by chance you want to do that. There are 23 emblems of each type in there, as well as a few more mixed in. A whole lot of green. I think Templar won the race here. So, let me bring it down to the desktop. And we'll take a snapshot one more time here. And the total here is 77.11x. This this Maraketh emblem keeps fluctuating like in real time. Like in the past 5 minutes, it just said they were 100 chaos apiece like 5 minutes ago. Anyway, it is what it is. We'll just see what it comes out at the end. Here we go. You can see there are 38 Maraketh emblems, 59 Templar emblems, 53 Karui, 41 Eternal, and only 23 Val. And I kind of assumed that the Val emblems would come out the lowest number. Now, I could have sort of cheesed this session by putting a point in here like halfway through just to force the Val emblems to catch up. I mean, you would never actually do that. I could have also actually went out of my way to purchase, what is it, like 20 Val emblems? 18 if I had purchased 18 Val emblems, or no, sorry, 15. 15 Val emblems would have put me on par with 38 Maraketh emblems. That would have had 38 full sets. I decided not to do that, so we're just going to follow through with what I said. 23 full sets, and then all the remaining ones will count however they count in excellence. So one of the first things we have to do is pull all these out and then just add 23 exalts on the top end. But before we do that, let's see what things look like here. So no surprise really, Maraketh emblems holding out at the obvious winner in value of things found. 8 raw exalted orbs. You know, I think 2 of those were from incubators, and at least 3 more were from Legion monsters. It's hard to say whether they dropped from the Legion reward or Sentinel reward, but I didn't really use hardly any Sentinels that had currency rewards in them. So I don't know, I'm actually a little bit disappointed, because I am just blowing Sentinel into Legion and using fine incubators, whatever they're called, and only getting 8 exalted orb. Obviously I would have got 9 if I'd managed to pick that one up, but still, I was expecting more, definitely more than 1 every 10 maps on average. I was expecting somewhere between probably 10 and 20 exalted orbs at the end of this test, so a little disappointed there. I honestly can't believe how many Templar emblems dropped. Crazy number of those dropped. I'm like 2 maps away from the 4th incandescent invitation, so I only found 3 in this test run. Tons of maps, obviously easily self-sustain the maps. I switched out my map pool to some more valuable maps later on. Like apparently Carcass is really valuable now. Glacier is still moving around all over the place. A lot of maps in here. They do sell. I sell them all the time. Maps sell more this league than usual because of the Atlas changes and the nature of how people are farming with just in and out with Sentinel and all that. Let's continue down here. You know, there's some scarabs. There are a lot of incubators in here. Incubators are making up... Let's see how much of the stuff I got here. So 724 chaos and incubators. Now, you might think to yourself, well, really? You're going to count incubators as part of the currency? Yes, I am, because they're premium, and I would use them, if not just straight up sell them anyway. And you can see that my loot filter only puts in these incubators. There's only a total of 8, and easily the least valuable one is Time Lost Incubator, I'd say. All of these incubators are worth quite a bit. And again, I really like the Ornate Incubator, that's the one, as it quite often turns into an Exalted Orb, so I made sure I tried to use that one as much as I could. So absolutely, we're going to count incubators in there. I don't really know if they sell, but I would absolutely use them for their presumed value, and I see them being as valuable as they are said to be. Okay, let's see uniques. So uniques, I always like to see in. If I got any decent uniques, I did get a Maloney's Quiver, 3 Taste of Hates, 2 Dust, Fortress, Void Battery, and a Chevron, and that's about it. So not very good on the uniques, especially since Legions and Sentinels can drop a lot of uniques. So not very impressive. This is a terrible season for unique value uniques, so I'm not terribly worried about that. Oh yeah. Divination cards. The Dragon's Heart, 2. So guess what? Guess where I'm going next? I'm going to take this strategy and take it over to Cemetery. Try to do some divination card farming brother stash. I would have essentially gotten 2 brother stashes if I had simply been on the cemetery for this entire 100 map sessions. However, that's not really the case because, well, I don't know. Two of them would probably be a little lucky considering no divination scarab, only clearing like half the map and only doing legions. But the quantity on these maps is absolutely busted, and the pack size. So who knows? It's possible. I'm looking forward to seeing what the wandering, I might do strongbox and legions. I'm not sure yet, but that remains to be seen. As you can see, there are a few other divination cards in there that were some value. That basically concludes everything on that, I'd say. So, next on the list, you'll have to bear with me here a second. Gotta pull these out. On second thought, I think I should have just put them in dump tab C and then remove dump tab C from the checklist on the thing. But oh well, too late for that now. So now I am removing these emblems because I'm going to be replacing them with a presumed value of 23 exalts. Because yes, they indeed go for 1 exalt per set in bulk. In particular, if you try to sell one set for 1 exalt, you're probably not going to get a sale. But if you try to sell 10 sets for 10 exalts, you'll probably get a sale. And if you try to sell 100 sets for 100 exalts, I bet you, I damn well bet you're definitely going to get a sale pretty quickly on that, considering how much time will be saved for that 5-way farmer. Okay, almost there. As you can see, I have a little gambling session set up here at the end. I forgot to do that in the last video. I apologize for that. And the gambling session actually went pretty well last time. I definitely came out ahead. Nothing crazy. But I will try to remember to do that before we close the video out here. Okay, yeah, if you still have a few Sentinels left over, I put in the ones that aren't operative anymore. There are a few good ones in here as well. Like these couple here that are not being counted. There's actually a few heist blueprints as well. There's at least 1 repository in here that's tunnels in there. So, there definitely are some things in here that are not being counted by excellence per our usual arrangement. Now, I'm not used to picking up any blueprint stuff lately because I was just block heist because I don't even want to mess with seeing it. I'd rather get increased chance for other things to drop. So the way I need to reset this is to zone to a different one. And take a snapshot again. And this will represent the value of what's in there plus what we got to input directly. So the investment cost is what it is on the yesterday when I started, and we now have 68.8x. Oh, but wait, we got to add 23 to that, so it's actually 83 exalt for AA. So that covers the full emblem sets, but we're also, because I leveled 8 awakened enhanced supports, which at a value of at least 1x apiece from level 1 to 4. I practically leveled 2 full sets of of enhanced supports, but not quite, so I'm not going to count those. I think if I actually take this strategy and do it, more bulking up the maps and full-blown divination card farming, I might actually be able to level up 2 full rounds of these enhanced support gems from 1 to 4, which will be even more currency per hour. But yeah, so that is 8 more, which would put this up to 91. How much time did this take? Each time I ran 33 maps, it took about 2 hours and 10 minutes per session. It was like right on the nose basically every time. So this is essentially a 6-hour, 30-minute session for my character, with a lot of deaths, by the way. Numerous deaths, and succeeding most of the maps in and out about as quickly as I can do. It's about as good as I can do. I have a very well geared character, but I've practically farmed up a mirror for that bow, and I'm going to buy a headhunter immediately after that. So I will, of course, do a take 2 on this test, I think, to see how it came out. So we are going to take our total here, 91.88 minus 18.68 divided by 6.5, and that comes out to 11.3x an hour. feel like I might be missing something. Maybe not. So, yeah, I thought I'd do actually a little bit better than that. I honestly thought to do at least 12x an hour, but I think I got a little unlucky with the Maraketh emblems, because when I did the test run of 50 maps, I came out with 29 Maraketh emblems, and then like 20 Templar emblems, and then just like a lower number of everything else. So I kind of thought that was how it was going to look, but that's not how it really turned out this time. I still came out with a lot of Maraketh emblems and a huge number of Templar, but obviously there's a little bit of RNG involved in this strategy. I'm really happy I was able to show you a few really interesting interactions there with the Sentinel reward, Sentinel Legion reward with inside a Legion or even outside of a Legion, duplicating emblems just by virtue of the passives, and how the Legion and Sentinel interact together. Really cool. Again, that's kind of the big takeaway from this video. That's the big thing that a lot of people aren't talking about. So, if you got a headhunter, if you're a really fast character and you want to do this strategy on dunes, it's definitely going to make good currency per hour. Probably more than just pure Sentinel farming on Glacier will do, I would say. I certainly think I could have done better. I think my RNG could have been better. And again, when I get that headhunter, I'm going to revisit this strategy for sure. But I'm also going to try to see what this kind of strat pulls on the cemetery, losing a little bit of the efficiency from Legion. The Legions will not spawn quite as well in the cemetery as they will in the dunes, but I think that'll be a worthy sacrifice to get that Brother Stash card on the table, and maybe probably even use a polished divination scarab, perhaps. Yeah. There was also another thing I noticed. I will say, kind of final remarks. I never did get a duplicated emblem out of a war chest or war horde. That was a little surprising to me. I'm beginning to think maybe there's something buggy going on between these passive points right here, Legion duplicate splinter chance, and the sextant that automatically duplicates Legion splinters dropped from monsters explicitly. It seems that maybe that sextant just straight up turns off this passive. However, I did witness 18 Maraketh splinters dropping out of a warhorde in a 243% quantity map. I remember those numbers because I wanted to actually report that in the conclusion of this video. So I'm not sure if a warhorde can drop 18 raw splinters without any sort of duplicating going on there. That's a higher number than I've ever seen. I don't even think it can drop much more than 10, honestly. But if it is affected by quantity, I don't know, maybe maybe it does work like that. But you know, usually I don't see, when I see splinters duplicated off the bosses, it's never any higher than like 24. So I don't know, it sounds like a number that was duplicated, so hard to say. I don't know for sure.
I'm not up to
Anyway,
that.
this strategy definitely paid off. It was a lot of fun. It's a brand new strategy. Give it a try if you got a good character, because these legions are no joke. We're definitely juicing them up. 100% increased life, Sentinel infused legions. Good luck. Give it a try, though. I'll call it pinnacle mapping content, if you will. And that basically concludes that portion of the video. Let's get into the very last part, which is the gambling portion. Everybody loves the gambling. Hey there, Chingu. Happy you finally caught me live, too. We have in our possession 8 awakened enhanced supports and 3 anomalous tornado shots, actually, as well, which I was not counting towards there. Let's get these out of the way first. Got a banger right on the first try. Anomalous tornado shot costs about 40 chaos, and it has no price point. It's saying estimated 2 points. That's not right. This thing probably sells for 5 or 6 exalt. I don't know. Let's hit it again. Oh, nothing happened. And, oh, 1 quality up. Okay. Well, we'll just put those off to the side for now. Now, the big money. These are still sitting pretty strong at 5 exalt a piece to buy at level 1. And I don't know what the value is. Actually, let's go find out real quick before we do that. Awakened, enhance, support. Level 5. 38 exalts. Okay, now I have sold one of these for 37 and one of these for 38, so that appears to be a pretty stable price. This is going to be a big deal. I mean, this could basically be the difference between me grabbing my mirror now or not. And that sucks. That went down 1. Stayed the same. Oh! That's basically 35 exalts in the bag every time that happens. 23% quality, nothing down. Oh, 2 down? I mean, down doesn't really matter. Oh my god. I'll take all the downs in the world if you give me ups to match it. I mean, I'm absolutely cool with that. So this is big. Basically, I just made 70 exalts. Free money. Yeah, there you go. Even a 2 go up to 23% quality. Quality doesn't matter at all. But yeah, we just made huge money there. Huge money. So it came out way ahead for the Awakened Gems. Do not regret doing that on this absolutely stellar, perfect gem leveling bow. And Maloney's here on the side to do, you know, other gems you want to do. Oh yeah, I actually forgot I do have 4 more. So what happened here is that I leveled. I was kind of getting somewhat close to finishing the Awakened enhanced supports on my previous set, and then I hit it right away. You know, I put them in, and I knew, okay, I got them leveled. And then I actually, on the very last map, tipped off to the last set. So I did not count this set towards the currency earnings there. But, you know, let's for fun just see what we get. We got a 2 no's, a no, oh, a down. That means I'm getting it up. What? Just like I said, every time I go down, the next one's like up or 2 later. Okay. Wow. That's absolutely stellar. Now, 1 in 6 is actually kind of average results, but holy crap, man. I just got 3 level 5 enhanced supports. That's over 100 exalts. Back to me on a reliable trade. Woo! I got a mirror. I basically got a mirror. I mean, I'm sitting here with 197 exalts on me, and I got tons of stuff to liquidate. So, upon concluding this video, I'm basically going to go grab my mirror and maybe even a headhunter afterwards. We're not done yet. Oh, when we farm Legion, we got stacked decks galore. And I am not going to leave without doing stacked decks. Can't do that. God, that's a lot of stacked decks. Is that all of them? I don't know if I miss any. I feel like I might be missing some. Okay, that's probably it. Here we go. Show me the money. Stacked decks here. We got, what is it, 300. So what are these worth these days? Yeah, 1.6. So that's about, this is about up to 3 exalts worth of stacked decks. So there may be a maximum of 3 exalts worth of stacked decks. That's how much currency I'm hoping to pull out of these. More than that, obviously. Order is nice to see. We're gonna make it rain blue on this sandy ground. Divination card filter is pretty tight. It's only showing. Gotta be worth at least a couple chaos in order to show me what it is. Except maybe the cartographer might not actually be worth a couple chaos.
I'm not up to that just yet.
The Void. Whoops. Patient. So, pretty lackluster overall. I'm getting a few cards, but not looking very good. Not a single red star yet. Yikes, could be bad. Whole bunch of mediocre cards is all I can get. Another patient. Last column of stacked decks. Oh, there we go. One. That's actually this is still not even that good. It's only 100 chaos. I mean, I'll take it, obviously. Well, that's it. Show's over, folks. That's definitely coming out under on that. Not a huge amount under, but I mean, I got at least half of the value back, but yeah, that's pretty ugly. That's actually really ugly results from those stacked decks, but that's okay. I more than made up for it in great RNG on the gems. So I hope you enjoyed the video. It is now basically done. All in one take, I guess. Thank you for watching it. We got a lot more to come. Coming up soon, gonna be moving back into Cemetery as I mentioned and trying to incorporate this sort of Legion strategy because I really do like it. I don't know if I'm gonna use that sextant again, but definitely gonna try to combine Legion with divination card farming on Cemetery using Wandering Path because I had very much underestimated just how much quantity and pack size just naturally spawns on that map. It's gonna be very interesting to see what kind of results come out of it because there are some sacrifices there made. Can't get Flash Breach, can't get Shadow of Hunger, can't block mechanics and get extra mechanics easily. So we'll have to see. Anyway, I'll catch you guys later. Bye for now.